when we're trying to make power with a camshaft, if we're lucky, we're going to get what? 60 horse, go crazy, maybe 70 out of your best stage 4 camshaft that you might apply to your engine. And for that, you're going to trade every single thing. You're going to trade your soul, right? You're going to, first off, the motor's not going to live a long life. Most of your hot cam engines live 50,000 or less. You're going to drive up the engine idle to a higher place because there's no real vacuum going on in the intake, so you're going to dump more fuel at idle just so the motor will stay running. And you're throwing your fuel efficiency out the window, you're throwing your calm, tame idle quality out the window, and all for this one spot that the motor actually spends very little time, right? Most of the time you're driving, you don't drive with your foot down every second you're in the road. It's little spritz that you'll go high power, but most of the time the motor spends at a low speed or average speed. And so the camshaft, the wild camshafts on the NA builds are, in my opinion, overrated. But also there's a thing about nobody really actually knows how to tune a camshaft anymore. You'll see all these people try to tune camshafts, or you'll hear these cars running at the track or whatever, and all you hear is the electronic control of excessive idle over and underspeed corrections. Every camshaft should have a different beat, but that's not what you hear anymore. All you hear today is every car sounds the same, right? It's got a hot cam, rah, 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 rah. Because everybody just sets it up so that if it's 50 RPM over idle speed, it pulls away 4 or 6 degrees of timing, and if it's 50 RPM below idle speed, it adds 4 or 6 degrees of timing. So all you hear is this excessive timing control, rah, 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 that makes the car rock, and people are like, oh, that's a hot cam. But that makes every single cam sound the same, and that's not what a hot cam should be. A hot cam should be you hearing the dance of the valve train. You should be hearing da 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 da, or whatever the beat of that specific cam is, and they should all be different. But we don't even hear that anymore, because no tuner is really spending the proper amount of time on their airflow tables. They're just doing this excessive idle over and underspeed correction, and they're quick-handing it and moving on with their lives and taking your money. So I actually like forced induction, right? I believe that with forced induction, we get to have, I actually like turbos anymore these days. I've installed a lot of superchargers, and superchargers are cool, but they're belt driven, and the belts have to be made real tight, and there's a lot of drag on the belt as well. So again, you end up with the same thing where you can have a better idle quality, but you still have to chase the elevated curb idle speeds. And with exhaust-driven power adders, you get to enjoy a nice stock idle speed if you got a stock cam, and just have all the power up high. But you can still have a really good idle quality, you can have really good fuel efficiency, and everything you want down low, and just make a lot more on the top end. And what I mean by a lot more on the top end is, you know, these V8 engines are making like plus 20 horse per PSI boost. So if we just pick an engine that's favorable to putting a lot of boost on it, you know, if you're making like 15 to 20 pounds of boost, you're making plus 3 to plus 400 horse over stock. And what that might look like is if you were to take a little steel block 5.3, say, and you were to run that to 15 pounds of boost, you started at 320 horse, and now here you are with a good stock quality idle, good fuel efficiency, but when you step on it, you're making as much power as a C6 ZR1 Corvette. And for that, there's nothing else like forced induction, nothing at all. And nobody really knows how to tune a cam anyway, so what's the point, right? Yeah, even if you find somebody that can tune it, it's not going to live a long life, but you can have a turbo and have it set up right and have it live a good, long, healthy life. And hopefully that's what we're going to do with this Trailblazer. We'll see about that.